Before, let's listen to John McCain today in Wisconsin. Here's Senator McCain.
Well, first of all, let me say that there are differences, and we are drawing those differences. And I've said earlier, I admire his campaign. But what we are talking about here is substance and not style. And what we're talking about is who has an agenda for the future of America. So all I can say is that we're proud of that commercial.
Michelle,
well, until he said he was proud of the commercial, I absolutely agreed with what he was saying. I think, and that is the tone and the tenor of the campaign. But I got to go back to one thing and just say I firmly believe that what Barack Obama was saying is we're not going to place the race card, but we're not. That his campaign is not going to allow the Republican Party to do a Willie Horton to him. I think it was a warning, and he came out on the offense, and that the McCain campaign needs to find a way to beat him and not use race or religion or the threat of him being a Muslim.
You can avoid race, though. There's no way you can avoid race.
Well, you can avoid race if you don't do an ad, for example, which, and I'm not comparing this to the Britney Spears ad because it's not, but you don't have to do a Willie Horton. You don't have to say that this man is a scary black man or he is a scary man because he has a Muslim middle name. Well, you don't have to do that. You can beat him another way.
What you were doing, Michelle, is you are setting down ground rules for the opposition by which it must play in a battle for the presidency of the United States. They got a right to do and say what they want, and they can lose doing that, or they can win doing that.
No, you're absolutely
but you
right.
are saying they can't. Why can't we say his middle name? I mean, they didn't call Milhouse. How many times did you hear the name Milhouse when Nixon was running?
You can say his name, but you don't need to. But there's nothing wrong with his middle name. But when you use it to insinuate that you're going to be electing a jihadist to the presidency of the United States, that's a problem.
What is wrong
Michelle,
with Pat
Michelle is right. Pat Michelle is right. When the people use the name Hussein and they use it with a sneer, they're trying to say something and to convey something. When they do some of this stuff,
why is he exempt from that? Why is he exempt and Milhouse wasn't?
Because Milhouse, Richard Nixon didn't lose in 1960 because his name was Milhouse, and in 1972 he pioneered the lousy kind of tactics we're now seeing from the McCain campaign. One other thing, Pat. One other thing.
That's lousy.
Yeah, I know, and everybody who worked for him except you went to jail. Now look, you love that Gallup poll.
May I please just say, you can say his name. His name is Hussein. There is nothing dishonorable about having the name Hussein. You just cannot use it to insinuate that there is something wrong with him because his middle name is Hussein. You can't insinuute that he is a Muslim and he's going to blow the country up.
Who are you to say what people can and can't do in a presidential campaign?
I'm no different than you. You're saying what they can and can't do.
I just judge it when they do it.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
We ought to move beyond the politics of smear here. We ought to move beyond the politics of smear and fear. Let's talk about real issues, not Britney Spears.
Cut it out, Bob. Cut it out, Bob. You say real issues. These have to be the real issues if they changed.
What, race and Hussein?
8-point lead.
Pat, you're out. Pat, what are you talking about? Race and Hussein? Race and Hussein are the real issues?
Or religion.
I'm talking about.
What does it say about our country if we cannot get beyond race and religion?
Everybody talking about the country. Who decides how he should campaign, what issues he should hit, whether he should go on the attack, whether he shouldn't go on the attack? Candidates do that. McCain's been doing it.
Pat, I'm not saying there are a set of rules. I'm just saying this is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong, and it's not working. By the way, the Gallup poll that you love to cite always shows at the beginning of the week, as Chuck Todd has pointed out, Obama with a big lead and a narrow lead at the end of the week. The fact is, there's a new CNN poll that shows him over 50% and with a 7-point lead.
Wait a minute. Okay, listen, you guys are. Can you guys stick around? Of course you can.